Hello Oracles, Tesla stock was finally green today, snapping a 5-day losing streak 1 week ahead of earnings. Now, it was only up 0.33%, but hey, still outperformed the market. All of the indices were red or basically flat on the day, and Tesla stock was green. So very exciting day today. If any of you are over on Twitter, I'm over there at Oracle Tim 1. We had a great conversation today, hilarious conversation with all of the wonderful ladies of Tesla. Jennifer, Eva, Jillian, all of you guys were absolutely hilarious. So thank you guys so much for entertaining me today as well. If you guys are over there on Twitter, just go ahead and check out our conversation. Jennifer Strahan had tweeted out, "Make love, not war. Maybe everybody just needs to get laid." I responded with, "Make babies, not bombs." And then it digressed from there. If anyone is wondering how to distract all of these lovely Tesla ladies from the market and the way we have been going, just bring up some vibrators and talk about that, and I will leave it at that for you guys to go and check out for yourselves. But thank you all so much for that awesome day today. And so while we were green on the day, the RSI is still down significantly. We're still down under 26 when it comes to the RSI. So we're just waiting. And of course, we got the PPI data that came out this morning. It came in at 8.5% with expectations at 8.4%. Market did not really move a lot with that, so tomorrow we are going to be getting the CPI data. That's going to be the bigger one. Right now, expectations are at 8.1%. We came in at 8.3% last month with an expectation of 8.1% also. So we're coming down slowly, but this is still not as fast as we would like it to come down. A lot of people think that we are going to be falling down quickly in the future, but right now it is still very high. So despite the fact that we could be coming down with inflation, over 8% is a lot. We discussed it before. The Fed is really looking for something between 2 and 3% inflation. That is a good number to keep the economy moving forward and growing. That's where we want to be at. 8%, way too high, uncontrollable. We need to get this under control. And so the CPI data tomorrow is probably going to give us a good indication as to what the Fed is going to be doing for rate hikes come November 1st and 2nd for the next FOMC meeting. So it seems like right now we're probably going to be getting a 75 basis point hike again, which in my opinion might be too high. I wanted them to be more hawkish early on to kind of get ahead of this. It did not happen. Obviously, we cannot change the past. We only had to go with what data we had at the time. So either way, I don't even know if going hawkish earlier on would have affected things. Again, we're kind of just playing with what we have right now. So we'll see what the Fed is going to decide to do. So we'll see how the market reacts tomorrow. We've been seeing a lot of red in the market lately, so I don't know if all of this is already priced in or if we have more further down to go. Again, I think tomorrow will give us an indication as to which way we will move one way or the other. So now when it comes to Tesla specific news, we have the earnings coming up next week. I'm going to dive into my forecast in a moment, but we also have Elon over on Twitter. And as Gary Black had mentioned, Elon is kind of brilliant right now. So he's looking to, obviously get the finalized funding for Twitter. Looks like this is actually going to be going through. Elon is talking about buying Twitter because it seems like, he wants to get it. He said it's going to be an accelerant off of the X.com that he wanted to do, and it's going to accelerate that by 3 to 5 years. We do have that court date coming up on October 28th. So it seems like there's a lot of bigger money buyers that are sitting on the sidelines waiting to see if Elon needs to sell. It does make logical sense. As much as I think it's crazy right now, to not be buying at these prices, when you're big money looking at the fact that Elon might have to sell more shares and that might bring the stock price down even further, they're just waiting for that to go through to then put their money in. Gary Black said himself that he's a long-term investor with the fund, so they bought last week, and that's because, to them, it's a long-term investment, and if it comes down a little bit, it's a blip on the radar, not going to make a big deal. That's why I invest right now at the prices I'm buying at, and I'm not waiting for Elon to potentially sell before I put money in. For me, long-term, it's not really going to matter. So looking at where we're going with this, Elon over on Twitter selling this burnt hair from the Boring Company is brilliant because it's showing the power of what Twitter can do. Selling 10,000 units already of this burnt hair cologne going out, and that means that, hey, other financial backers coming in saying, you know what, this could be a lucrative business, let's put some money behind this. So Elon's kind of brilliant trying to push this in Gary Black's eyes, and I agree with him. So you guys can let me know in the comments what you feel about that, and let me know if you guys purchased any of that burnt hair yourself. And so Alexandra also gave us some information over on Twitter discussing the situation I'm in right now, as I want to be able to push off my vehicle until next year so that I can get the EV tax credit. Well, I have not gotten any messages from from Tesla yet telling me that my delivery is ready, but she has gotten some word from some other people that she knew saying that when they tried to push off their vehicle delivery until next year, they said, hey, October 16th is your deadline. If you do not take your delivery at this moment, we will consider it forfeited and your order will be canceled. You will have to reorder again in the future. So Tesla's really putting the brakes on here. So for me, from a consumer standpoint, kind of disappointing because I want to be able to push it off to next year. But from a shareholder standpoint, I'm very happy that this is the way Tesla is going, because this means that they're going to be locking up these Q4 deliveries and not having a massive wave of people pushing off until Q1 of next year. So people who want to take it are going to take it. People who are not going to take it and want to get the EV tax credit will just cancel, and we'll have a realistic number of deliveries that are going out, and then everybody else will push until next year. So I don't think this is going to lead to a demand problem. It's going to lead to more of a delayed demand problem for people who do want to end up taking that EV tax credit. And so for me, the numbers that I ran for myself are, my monthly fuel costs are a little over $200. So switching over to Tesla means that I'll be saving about $160 to $170 every single month just on fuel costs alone. That's fantastic. And now I did just get an updated price on my trade-in, and that would be $6,700 as well. Now the question I have is my car going to have the same trade-in value next year if I decide to roll over into next year and do it then? Or will I be better off trading it in now and taking my delivery? So that's a decision I need to make. The price difference right now between me reordering or just taking the order I have is $5,500 also. So I'm working out some numbers to see if it's better to me to take the vehicle delivery now and then trade in this vehicle next year for the EV tax credit, or if I just take the delivery. I truly actually want to buy a house before I get the Tesla anyway. The house I was planning on buying earlier this year, but we know the housing market has been all over the place. So for me, I might end up canceling and reordering next year if I cannot push off. I'm still going to try and push off my delivery to next year if it is allowed, but if it's not, I might end up canceling my order to take it next year because I want to have a house. I don't want to have to go to another charger. The closest charger to me is about 10 minutes down the road, and to go and sit there for a half an hour to me is not convenient. I want to be able to come home, plug in my vehicle at home. That to me would be the more convenient way to go. So some things I've got to play out, plus all that money, because for me it's going to be about $750 a month going into the vehicle. So I could easily be putting that either into cash on the sidelines for a house, cash on the sidelines for a bigger down payment on the Tesla, or just into Tesla stock alone, or all three I can split it. So lots of different things I've got to work out for myself, and I'll figure that out. And when we get to the point where I get my delivery, I'll be letting you guys know what I come up with when I try to push it off. So this way, if you guys are in the same situation, you'll be able to have more information as well. All right, so now diving into the Q3 earnings preview that I have had for myself. So I will be doing a live stream next week. I'll be doing 2 live streams. I'll do one when the earnings first drop. We'll discuss them at that point, and then I'll come back on and we'll do another live stream for the earnings call. So I'll see if I have any guests on, looking to try and get my Tesla weekend on here. Brian over there, see if we can get him on the channel as well. He may be doing his own thing, but either way, I know there's the giant party that's going on with Farzad and everybody else, but I know many of you also would like to have a conversation. I like conversing with you guys on here, so I am going to be doing my own. So just breaking down a few of the numbers, obviously we know deliveries came in at just over 343,000 vehicles. So taking that number, numbers could change a little bit, probably won't change much. It changes very little when it gets to the actual earnings number. So leaving it at 343,000 vehicles delivered, I have the average selling price at $57,000. Now I do have margins coming in at 30.2%. That is with the regulatory credits. So I think that they are going to break that 30% mark again with regulatory credits. Without regulatory credits, they will be below 30%. So that is what I have them forecasted at. I do have energy coming in smashing numbers from last quarter with $1.5 billion. Just based on the numbers that we had gotten previously from the Powerwalls and the Megapacks, I think that number is totally achievable for this quarter. So to me, anything over 1 billion is going to be a win, but I think they might be able to come close to almost doubling that number. And we know that their Capex spending, they have bumped it up to about $6 to $8 billion from the $5 to $7 billion. So this again, going forward, I think we're going to be hearing about a new factory coming soon. I don't know if they're going to have it announced on the earnings call. In the past, Elon has said that that's not really the format that they want to have it presented at. So we may hear about a buyback coming at this, but we probably won't hear about a factory. But the Capex spending, from what they have told us in the past, is going to stay pretty steady for the next couple of years. Now, don't forget, that has been the same Capex spending that we have seen over the last couple of years as well, and that is when we had 2 new factories ramping. So keeping this dollar amount going tells me that they're probably looking to be ramping another 1 to 2 factories factories over the next year. And so with all of that, I have the GAAP EPS coming in at $1.13. So for me, I think that's the number we're going to hit. And based upon these numbers and the stock price we are looking at right now, that is an annualized PE ratio of 48. So that is extremely low to where Tesla has been. That is way down from where Amazon is right now as well. So, PE coming down this low for a company that's going to be growing 50% year over year is just mind-blowing sales to be buying at these prices. So that is the way I am looking at it. Obviously, we are going to be getting the true numbers next week, and you guys can let us know down in the comments below what your estimates are for earnings as well. So again, thank you to all the ladies over on Twitter today. It was a riot chatting with all of you, and it all started with Jennifer Strahan. We had a conversation about coming up with some t-shirts, make love, not war. So I said, you know what, make babies, not bombs. So, this turned into, we're going to do some sort of fundraiser with t-shirts. I'm going to start having these made up, talking to my sister-in-law or having some other vendor come out with these t-shirts for us. So once I get them made up, I will have Jennifer on here. We will discuss the whole program for it, see if you guys want to purchase any, and I'll have other shirts as well coming out for you guys for the channel as well. And the money from this fundraiser is going to go and help the people of Ukraine recover from the war that is going on over there. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. If you found value in this video, please consider sharing it with others. We do have a membership program. That link is down in the pinned comment below. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. We do have a Discord chat. That link is down in the description. And if you'd like to support the channel any further, we do have a Patreon. That link is also in the description. Thank you so much. Have a great one.